The new Disney live-action remake of The Little Mermaid marks the fourth adaptation of this story, so let's rank all four Disney Little Mermaid movies from worst to best. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up-and-coming content. Leave your ranking down below of all four of the Little Mermaid movies for Disney. What is your favorite one and what is your least favorite one as well? Coming in last place is The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Beginning. This was the third animated Little Mermaid film, and the story is quite simple. There's not a lot of story in here. There are a lot of moments I did appreciate about this film though. The depth given to King Triton and his relationship with his daughter Ariel, and exploring that, why he hates humans so much, a little more of her sisters as well. There's enough to kind of give a little backstory to Ariel as a setup to that original Little Mermaid film. If you watch this one and then the original Little Mermaid animated film, you can kind of see this progression for the story involving more of that complicated relationship that King Triton and Ariel have, as we see Ariel's mother as well in here and when she was younger. So there are moments that feel very personal to these characters, but the story, the villain, everything in here feels very simple, and even the animation as well. It's more focused on the characters rather than developing an interesting story, and at times I feel like they forget to have an actual story in here as they are so focused on developing these characters and connecting it to that original film. But I still think it is a decent animated sequel. Coming in third place is The Little Mermaid 2: Return to the Sea. At times this film feels very reminiscent of that original film, like they were piggybacking off of that movie and trying to have a story that felt very similar, as they were trying to kind of recreate that spark that that original movie had. It just does not work in here. I do appreciate seeing the growth of the characters, Prince Eric and Ariel, and them having a daughter in the film. And Melody is very much like her mother Ariel, so we see a lot of similarities between Ariel and Melody within the film. And even the villain in here, Morgana, is very reminiscent of Ursula, so there's a lot of times that this film just feels very similar. But I did like that growth in the relationship between Melody and Ariel. Melody is a very likable character. She wants to understand her mother's world before she met Prince Eric, so that curiosity kind of carries this film, very similar to Ariel in that original movie. And Tara Strong voices Melody in here and adds a lot of personality to this character. The side characters are nowhere near as likable as Flounder or Sebastian. They're just kind of there within the film. The animation's decent for being a sequel, but just the way that this film kind of relies on that original movie to kind of tell its story and build off of that, it feels like at times it's struggling to be its own movie with growing Ariel, Eric, and Melody, but then also relying on that original film. It does really nothing new. Coming in second place is The Little Mermaid 2023, the live action remake. I like this film a lot more than I expected to. Hallie Bailey is really good as Ariel. She brings that charm to the movie. She's a great singer. She brings all those songs to life. I like the actors and actresses in here. Melissa McCarthy is really good as Ursula. I liked Javier Bardem as King Triton, and Daveed Diggs as Sebastian was a lot of fun. Sometimes the film is very colorful, and then at times there's like no life given to this movie. It's really long. At times you feel like the length is appreciated as we strengthen the relationship between Prince Eric and Ariel. And then at times they're just taking these scenes and extending it, and it was very unnecessary. But I thought this film was really good. Some of the newer songs feel a little bit out of place, but the growth of the characters was very strong. The relationships were there. You felt the connection between these characters. It's an enjoyable live action remake, and it's easy to go into these movies without having any expectations because they just don't match that original film. But coming in first place is The Little Mermaid. This is a charming animated film, one of my favorite Disney animated films. It's beautiful to look at. The colorful sequences are very exciting. The musical numbers, Under the Sea, Kiss the Girl, are beautifully animated. The character of Ariel is very likable. You feel that tension between her and her father, and some of that relationship between Prince Eric, although very brief, is very charming. Wish there was a little more of Ursula as the human at the end, even in the remake as well. I thought that was very brief, but all of those moments, especially coming at the end with Ursula, feel very grand. I like the use of shadows at the beginning of the film. Under the Sea, those underwater sequences are very colorful, and even the on land scenes add a lot of depth to Ariel as we see what she wants out of her life as well, and that connection between her and Prince Eric. The Little Mermaid I watched a lot growing up. It's my mom's favorite animated film, so I was exposed to it a lot growing up, and I do appreciate the story. Although very simple and very quick, they utilized their runtime nicely to develop the relationships and the character of Ariel, and growing her as well, and that tension between her and her father, and exploring that nicely throughout. So The Little Mermaid animated film, still to this day, one of my favorite animated films and my favorite adaptation of this story. So there you guys have it, all 4 Little Mermaid films ranked worst to best. Have you seen all 4? Let me know what your favorite one is in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.